Good evening, everyone. Here we are. It is, of course, the Fruit Nut News on, of course, the 30th today, the 30th, first tomorrow. Let me just turn this curtain down a bit. There we go. So, 30th of April 2000, and of course, 26, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting tonight. So, 30th of 4th, 2026. It is, of course, the day before the full moon. Full moon is tomorrow on the 1st, which is a very interesting day. 9-9 day tomorrow. Today is 8-8. Let's just have a look at these numbers. 30 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 6 gives you 44. Gives you 8-8. And 3, 4, 2, 2, 6 gives you 17. 8, ladies and gentlemen. So very, very interesting. So what do we got for you tonight then? Well, of course, we have to talk about HMS Trump. HMS Trump, of course, is a very interesting, should we say, submarine. An interesting submarine. Now, HMS Trump, of course, was noted for being very, what should we say? Very stealthy on the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. So, So Gematria HMS Trump, okay, means connect the dots, able to cure, okay, final warning, cleaning of the house, cease and desist, okay, Independence Day, the pineal gland, and the game is over. So let's have a look at HMS Trump. This, of course, is the bell. Remember that the King gave Donald Trump a bell from the T-class submarine called P333. Very interesting. And it was inscribed Trump 1944. Very interesting that is, isn't it, eh? 44. Now, apparently the submarine patrolled enemy waters with distinction. Apparently Trump 1994 in Gematria is 106. Also, the final bell is also classed as 106. So this is very, very interesting. In Gematria, 106 equals Saint Germain. They live. Hidden enemy. The Crown. The Bank of England. Pearl necklace, which means, of course, watch the wives. Snuff film, which is, of course, referring to frazzle drip. And the kill shot, obviously, refers to the vaccine. Very interesting. And then, of course, we have the White House basically giving a farewell ceremony to Charles and, of course, Camilla. Now, you will have picked up on, of course, all of the innuendos that were going around in regards to Donald Trump and King Charles. Okay, so very, very interesting. Now, Donald Trump called Prince Charles the greatest king. The greatest king, ladies and gentlemen. So what does that mean in Gematria? Well, very interesting. It means inverted monarch. And it also is referring to Trump dying of the NPV virus. Now, the NPV virus is a virus that monarch butterflies die from at the caterpillar stage. Very, very interesting. before a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, King Charles will die. There are rumours that he's suffering from, of course, Kuru, obviously eating or consuming young flesh, apparently. So very, very interesting. Mr. Putin, we talked about this. Mr. Putin, of course, has revealed Tartaria to the public, and this, of course, is the oh god. This, of course, is the hidden civilization, as you well know. So interesting as well. 2018, the incoming leader of the Persian Empire said that Iran will support America in an American-Iranian war. That's worth noting. Oh, and then, of course, we've got gold is green. Bloody hell. Gold is green, eh? Once again, gold is green. Back in the headlines. Another stabbing, apparently. Apparently, it was a Jewish stabbing. Everybody's crying about anti-Semitism and the Jewish rhetoric and how the Jewish people are being treated is absolutely unbelievable. Now, the guy in question, was apparently an illegal fanatic, another illegal fanatic let into the country by, of course, Keir Starmer. While everybody's shouting Israel, Israel, anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism, let's not forget that Keir Starmer and, of course, the Tory party allowed all of these criminals to come into the country and, of course, continue to aid and abet these said criminals in all kinds of various different ways. We all know, of course, about the biggest paedophile in the ranks, of course, is Jimmy Savile. And look who sat on the knee of Jimmy Savile. Yes, it was Keir Starmer. If you've got any doubt that Keir Starmer was groomed from being a child, well, you've got another thing coming, because, of course, that's clearly what has happened. Now, did you know that William and Kate are apparently going to move abroad simply because William cannot stand the pressure of not only Lord Mandelson, but, of course, his Uncle Andrew, sucking on Willie and doing all kinds of various things. And then it's also come to light as well that apparently Kash Patel doesn't live with his very attractive girlfriend. Apparently he lives with a man. And this was all, signed off by, the FBI or whatever it happens to be. And apparently he lives with an old guy in Vegas. Now, I don't know about that, but anyway, we shall wait and see. Meanwhile, of course, the UK, Nigel Farage has opened the door to a Tory coalition. Very interesting. What a surprise. Are we surprised? Are we, fuck? Farage is, of course, the fallen. Okay, so, very interesting. Now, did you know that the First Ladies, Melania Trump and, of course, the Queen, can't really aspire to the First Lady title because, of course, they weren't the first. I'm not going to say sloppy seconds, but anyway, there we go. Meanwhile, of course, Ed Davey is having a massive go at Rupert Lowe, complaining that Rupert is destroying the country with trying to bring back democracy. Meanwhile, of course, as you well know, Ed Davey is known as a Champagne Charlie in politics and, of course, corruption. And so, unfortunately, the only thing that Rupert Lowe is challenging is, of course, Ed Davey's champagne and corrupt lifestyle, which is about to fucking come crashing down. Now, we had more bullshit on yesterday, in the Prime Minister's Question Times. An absolute utter load of tosh. I mean, Keir Starmer was trying to convince us he was somebody. And then not only that, he goes to Golders Green, he goes to Golders Green, okay? A man stabbed, I don't know, whatever, I don't know whether he's dead or not, I'm not sure. But he goes to Golders Green, of course, to support Israel. This is what this is all about. He goes there to support Israel, okay? Makes you wonder, doesn't it, why actually he went to Southport as well. Can you remember that little one? Did he go to support Israel in that one then or not? I don't know. Anyway, little sort of a little ditty on Golders Green. Now, Golders Green, of course, if you take the two G's, the G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. And if, of course, you take Golders Green, you've got 77. Now, of course, the suspect was known to the police. Apparently, he was a Somalian. He was a Somalian pirate boat owner that happened to be in the Tom Hanks movie, The Captain. All 2008 that came out, all those years ago when they were telling us about the Somalians then. And then, of course, we have the Somalians robbing the Americans all over America, but particularly in a place called Minnesota. And remember the guy that played the Somalian gang leader in the film called The Captain? Well, guess where he came from? Oh, yes. He was originally from Somalia. Just like the Somalia who killed apparently some Jewish people happened to be a British national. Really? Don't believe that fucking thing for a second. Now, 77, Golders Green. What does that stand for? 77. Well, let's have a look at the gematria on 77. Spiritual awakening, guidance, life changes, personal growth, and, of course, you are following your soul purpose. Very interesting. Quickly going back to Donald Trump, we need to speak about the White House beehives. Now, Donald Trump, of course, it's a well-known fact that in Freemasonry and all kinds of other traditions, when something happens, you have to tell the bees. Okay, or what can happen is the bees, if they're not informed, can basically cause all kinds of problems within the hive. And we can clearly see that the bees haven't been told in Britain, because, of course, there is all kinds of anarchy going on in Britain at the moment. And so it was with great delight that Donald Trump showed the king his own White House beehives. And, of course, there you go. It's a tradition. And if you don't do this, apparently, basically it causes all kinds of problems within the hive. Now, remember that the Queen died. And so what Trump is saying is that the old guard is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. And the hive has lost its order, which it has. The hive has lost its order. And the hive seems to be really struggling. The workers of the hive seem to be struggling because they seem to be very confused. When you look at Keir Starmer, you'll know exactly what I mean. So, very interesting. Now, the Kentucky Derby go and have a look at the most popular horse. Most popular horse is a horse called Renegade, which of course was Obama's Secret Service name. Very interesting. There you go. What else have we got? Let's have a look here. Now, one of our would-be supporters has basically noticed that, and we want you to do this yourselves personally. One of us, we've noticed that in the medical industry, there seems to be some very interesting portable units that seem to be popping up, okay, at health centres and hospitals across the country. Now, these are portable units. You would normally see them from a breast screening point of view, cancer screening, etc., etc. Anyway, these units apparently have been brought in to reduce waiting times. Now, they don't really go into details about what these units do. However, they have a very interesting name. They're from a company called Fairfield, and the company's name is called MedNeo. Now, remember Neo from the Matrix. So could this be Medical Matrix? Very interesting. So what we want you to do is we want you to go and keep your eyes open and see if you can come across any of these portable medical units. Now, a lot of people probably think that the med beds are all of a sudden going to pop up all across the country. Now, that could be true. Unfortunately, we think that would create quite a lot of panic and quite a lot of, should we say, impatient people. So if you brought in a secret portable medical unit that could be brought in under the guise of reducing waiting times, for then people to get told their diagnosis and for them to then be prescribed, I don't know, some kind of a diagnosis of some kind, or maybe, and then maybe with a cure. Maybe with a cure. We're not quite sure. So it's going to be interesting how these things are going to be rolled out. So, yeah, I mean, most people think that they're going to go and get like a med bed appointment, and they're going to, but don't forget that people have to be educated in what a med bed is, and the fact that not many people know what they're all about, could be something to do with, of course, panic. But also as well, not many people are into holistic therapies. So not many people understand about frequencies or Reiki or, and if you've ever had Reiki with me, you will, of course, know that not only does it work, but you definitely feel something. And it's not a pearl necklace, by the way. Anyway, it's very interesting that I've had this conversation because it's quite an interesting one to see how that's going to come in. Now, there's a guy called Harry Martinez on I think he's on not Instagram, YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, he's on one of them. It could be on X. Anyway, he's got a very interesting little thing, and he's got a picture of a frog in a tuxedo. Very interesting. Now, apparently, he's also got a picture. He's got the original picture of Donald Trump, okay, during the assassination attempt in Butler. And this is very interesting. Apparently, Harry Martinez posted this picture 12 months before the actual attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Now that's interesting, isn't it? So anyway, look out for that guy, because it's quite an interesting one. It's quite an interesting one. Have we got anything else for you tonight? James Comey. We all know James Comey. If you don't know James Comey, you should fucking do. James Comey has apparently has been issued with an arrest warrant, and he has been told by authorities to surrender willingly, or there could be a spot of trouble. Very interesting. Now, J.D. Vance. This is quite an interesting move as well that we watched. J.D. Vance apparently was supposed to be doing a college lecture with Erica Kirk. You know Erica Kirk? Yes. Well, J.D. Vance has cancelled that little chat. Very interesting. Now, of course, as you well know, Keir Starmer basically always follows correct procedures. Very interesting. But did you know that in 2025, him and Mandelson both attended a meeting at the Plantair HQ in New York with a guy called Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, as you well know, was awarded billions and billions of pounds in NHS contracts shortly after the visit. Very, very interesting. Now, the NIH, this of course is connected to Dr. Fauci. Now, we haven't heard a lot of Dr. Fauci for a while, which leads me to believe that he's already gone. Okay. Anyway, apparently a senior advisor at the NIH has been arrested for the cover-up of COVID-19. That is quite an interesting one. So we'll kind of wait and see what's going on. I mean, the current rate of disclosure at the moment leads me to believe that there is going to be some serious stuff really accelerating over the next few weeks, few months. Anyway, we will of course just have to wait and see. We can't rush these things, and I think that on a bit of a reflection, one of what I used to be rather impatient. Okay, or no, you might find that unusual. Okay, but no, and I think that one of my lessons that I've really learnt, and I suppose that there's a few of us like this as well. We've had to learn to be patient. This military operation, we're all, we've all been guilty of looking for dates and times and places and fucking all this shit, but we've had to learn to be patient. And someone said to me the other day, why are you so calm in the knowledge that you know, but not only that, in the world events, aren't you perturbed by all this stuff? And I'm like, no, because I've learned myself personally to step outside of that patience box and to basically put myself at 40,000 feet, look down and go, now that's interesting. That was interesting what Donald Trump said. That was even more interesting that King Charles did. And the way that he gave him that bell, well, that was interesting too. And I suppose that one of the lessons that we all have had to endure over the last many years is patience. Okay, things are coming. Okay, things are coming, as you well know, and I think that by learning to be patient, by learning to be in the moment rather than the past or the future, we are able to not only keep calm ourselves, but we are also able to pass that calming influence onto other people that will be going to need it. Okay? Especially when it all comes tumbling out. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, okay, I am going to Golders Green. I'm just looking at this. Golders Green. The Golders Green stabbings equals the dollar. Sorry, dollar crash. Interesting. Tomorrow is May the 1st. May the 1st be with you. 1st of May. Fucking 1st of May. Who'd have thought? Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, have a great evening. I am not joking. The sun in the northeast of England has been out all day long. It's still out now. We haven't had a cloud in the sky. There's been no fucking chemtrails. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Now, I don't know what's happening in your area, but I'm telling you, you know, northeast of England, absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And don't forget, of course, May the 4th be with you is also referring to Bank Holiday Monday. Now, I wasn't aware that it was Bank Holiday Monday until about 5 seconds ago. So, yeah, apparently Bank Holiday Monday on Monday. It just happens to be the 4th of May. Anyway, listen, have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves. And we'll see you all again soon. Love you loads. Take care.